Remember when cars were built to last a lifetime, not just until the warranty expired? The 2027 Lexus LBX might just be the answer to everything that's gone wrong with modern compact luxury vehicles. While competitors are cutting corners with cheaper materials and questionable build quality, Lexus is doing something radical. They're going back to basics, engineering a vehicle that prioritizes longevity over quarterly profits. And after decades of watching the automotive industry sacrifice durability for cost savings, this approach feels almost revolutionary. The question isn't whether the LBX is impressive on paper. The real question is whether Lexus can deliver on this promise, when so many others have failed. The front fascia of the LBX immediately signals that this isn't just another generic crossover trying to look aggressive. Lexus has refined their spindle grille concept into something more sophisticated, more purposeful. The grille itself features a tighter mesh pattern that suggests precision engineering rather than mere styling. What strikes me most is the restraint. In an era where every manufacturer is trying to outshock each other with massive grilles and angry headlights, the LBX takes a more mature approach. The LED headlight units are slimmer, yes, but they're also positioned in a way that suggests functionality over drama. These aren't lights designed to intimidate other drivers. They're engineered to last and perform. Moving to the rear, you see where Lexus has really thought about longevity. The tail-like design wraps horizontally across the liftgate, but notice the panel gaps and the way everything aligns. This is old-school Japanese precision. The rear bumper sits higher than you'd expect on a modern crossover, which tells me Lexus is thinking about real-world durability, not just aerodynamic efficiency numbers. The tailgate itself feels substantial, even in concept form. There's a weight to it that suggests proper reinforcement, not the hollow feeling you get from so many modern vehicles. My personal take? This rear design will age better than 90% of what's on the market today. Step inside and the dashboard layout immediately makes sense. Lexus hasn't fallen into the trap of cramming screens everywhere just because they can. The main instrument cluster maintains physical depth, giving your eyes something real to focus on rather than just another flat panel. The center stack is angled toward the driver, but not aggressively so. Everything feels within natural reach. What impresses me most is the material selection. Real aluminum trim, not plastic painted to look like metal. Soft-touch surfaces where your hands actually go, not just where they look good in photos. After spending years watching luxury brands cut costs while raising prices, this level of attention feels almost foreign. The seating position deserves special mention. Lexus has engineered these seats for people who actually drive their cars, not just for 20-minute test drives. The front seats offer substantial bolstering without feeling restrictive, and the cushion density suggests they've thought about long-term comfort. The rear seats surprise with actual legroom despite the compact footprint. But here's what really matters for durability. The seat frames feel robust. The adjustment mechanisms move with precision, not the loose, plasticky feel you get from cost-reduced competitors. In my opinion, these are seats that will still feel tight and supportive 10 years from now. The multimedia interface takes a refreshingly conservative approach. Yes, there's a central touchscreen, but Lexus has kept physical controls for climate and volume. This isn't stubbornness. This is understanding that touch controls wear out, that they become frustrating in real-world use, and that physical buttons simply last longer. The screen size is appropriate, not oversized. The graphics are clear without being flashy. And critically, the system architecture is designed for updates, not obsolescence. Too many modern vehicles become outdated the moment you drive them off the lot. Lexus seems to be thinking longer term here. The technology package focuses on functionality over gimmicks. The safety systems are comprehensive but not intrusive. Lane keeping assistance that actually assists rather than fights you. Adaptive cruise control that smooths rather than jerks. What you won't find are dozens of features that sound impressive in a brochure but fail within 5 years. Lexus has apparently learned from decades of long-term reliability studies. The features included are features that can actually be maintained and serviced. This matters enormously for total cost of ownership, something this demographic absolutely understands. Under the hood, Lexus has chosen proven powertrains over experimental technology. The hybrid system derives from platforms with hundreds of thousands of miles of real-world validation. This isn't about chasing 0 to 60 times. This is about delivering consistent, reliable power for years of ownership. The suspension tuning prioritizes comfort and composure over harsh sportiness. For drivers who've experienced enough rough rides over the decades, This approach makes perfect sense. Here's my honest assessment. The 2027 Lexus LBX represents something increasingly rare in the automotive world. It's a vehicle engineered by people who seem to care about what happens after the sale. While rivals are designing for planned obsolescence, Lexus appears to be designing for legacy. Expected pricing in the mid to upper $30,000 range positions it competitively, but the real value proposition is in ownership costs 5, 10, 15 years down the road. If Lexus delivers on this promise of durability, the LBX won't just shock the market, it might actually change it.